Hello, I'm back now, and actually when I filmed this on Thursday, it's now 6 hours since I first started filming because the banging and the loud workmen went on, and I have had my hair done in the meantime. But the good news is I did get my ice creams and bits and bobs cut out. It hasn't taken me 6 hours to do this. But I did get those cut out, so we can now crack on and make our projects that we were supposed to be making. So the first one that I'm going to do is this one, and I've been doing this for quite a while, and I tend to call it a trifold card. Okay, it's now we've got all our bits cut out, it's actually not too tricky. In the meantime, I have found my mat for stamping on, which is good, which is useful when you're using photopolymer stamps. So for this card, we put everything to one side, if you remember. And for this card, this is what we had. We had our piece of soft seafoam A4, this little scrap piece, and then we had our three white circles, a purple posy and 2 pool party. We don't need those just yet. You do need a pencil for this, that would be really good, and you need a trimmer. I've made myself a cappuccino to do this video. And what I'm going to do is grab my trimmer. Now you do have to do a little bit of jiggery-pokery with this, because we're going to put the card in the trimmer on an angle, and then it creates a longer line, so we've not got as much space. What we're going to do, so you do have to be careful not to bend your card, particularly down here. We're going to pop it in with the point there resting in the middle of the cutting section. And then we're going to, so that's it, portrait. We're going to then angle it like that. All right, now this, so basically it's going to cut like that, yeah? Okay, now this bottom piece here, if you wanted to do a pencil line, it could be worth doing, but it's about, oh, let me slide my ruler under there and measure it. It's about 9.5 centimetres up. So if you could put a little pencil mark on there, and then pop it in your trimmer. Now this is where you might just have to watch that you don't put this guard down too heavy, or it will crease the card there. So what we can do is we can go in here. Oh, it has just cut it actually. Oh no, I need to finish it off. So it's just not quite, it has creased it, but it's just not quite cut it. So I'm going to grab my scissors, but I didn't put I only really clicked it in at the top, the actual, this bit, whatever you call it, I've forgotten, I've lost my words. Now, I forgot to say, you can actually pause these videos, you can drag the cursor back and rewind to watch them at your own speed. And you can ask questions on the chat, because I am here even though I filmed this on Thursday. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to pop this in, and we're going to put our cutter to the top, and we're going to do it with a flat side. It's landscape, so that the longest area is going across. Let me just check you can see this on the, and we're going to put this in at 9.9 centimetres, and we're going to score, not cut, score. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over and do 9.9 again, and that just makes it into thirds. Now if you're following us and you're in the USA and you don't do centimetres, just do the measurement that would take the full length of your card, 8.5 by, is it 11.5? I don't know what that is divided by 3, but anyway, you might have to chop some down, but just trim it down so you can score that into thirds. all right? We're going to keep our trimmer out and we're going to take the spotty paper. And this has got this on one side and it has got the spots on the other side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut one piece at 9 centimetres. That's 9 centimetres, just a whole piece going down like that. And then we're going to find our stripey, the one with the candy stripes, and it's actually the one with the lollipops on. Okay, now I've done it with the stripes going vertically on here, so if you want to pop it in, you can see I've cut some lollies out there, and again cut this one at 9. All right, we're going to temporarily put our trimmer away, but we do need it again soon. Okay, so we've got our 2 pieces. I love making this card. It works for all sorts of types of cards, occasions. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold our card like that. Now I usually have this one going that way, but it wouldn't matter if you did it like the other way, but I like to have it with it coming down to the right like that. And let me just check if I've got that similar. Yeah, I have got it a similar size. Okay, now to do the paper, we're going to use an old-fashioned pencil situation. And this is 9, and it creates a nice border that's just less than, because this was 9.9, it's just less than ½ centimetre at each side. And what I want you to do, maybe I should zoom in on this bit. Oh, I don't know, actually, I think you can see. Create a border here, the same width as at the sides, and make sure it's straight, yeah? And then I want you to go up to the top, and I want you to come down about the ½ centimetre border from where the card is, the soft seafoam. Come down ½ centimetre at each side. So obviously it's higher at this side. Maybe I could zoom in to show you that. You probably can't see the pencil, but I've come down about ½ centimetre there and there. All right. Oh, there, I think I'm back to where I was before. All right, okay. Now what we can do is we can get our trimmer and we put this in our trimmer and we put 1 dot up here in the grid line. And let's search for our other dot. Oh, I can't see it very well, but it's there. And there. That looks right. And we're going to cut that. All right, so we're going to cut that on an angle like that. And basically that will sit and glue in there. Okay. Now, this piece, ta-da, should just turn round and it should actually then fit there, but it's going to be too long at the bottom. All right. So match it up here. But then again, at the bottom, do a pencil, but this is going to be on the straight, yeah? About ½ centimetre up. And then cut that bit off from the bottom. All right, you're left with a tiny little strip. And then that will go there. Yeah, does that make sense? So we've actually utilised 1 strip of 9 centimetre paper there, and we've covered there. Right, I'm just going to have a drink so potentially people can get caught up with their cutting. Right, actually might glue these on now. And there they go. So I've got those two glued on. Now you might think, Julie, why haven't you done this one? Well, it actually doesn't go on this side. It goes on the other side. If I do this, look, yeah, we can see why. It goes on the other side because it folds back. So we're going to turn it over. And same thing here. We are going to line this up. Oh, I've got the, I think I've got a bit of hiccups. And we're going to do pencils again on the diagonal. And grab our trimmer. Obviously, we only need the one piece for this one. And then that will glue on the other side like that, yeah? You don't have to do the patterns that I've done. Okay, and then when we fold that, we've got our patterns like that. Ta-da! Okay, so what we're going to do with these is we've got two pool party and a purple posy, and then we've obviously got one each of the white ones. And I'm going to layer these up because it does look better if these are, I think it does anyway, layered up. Now, unfortunately, these stitch shapes aren't available anymore. They did retire. We still do the layering circles if you're after something similar. Or we've got a lot of other stitched shapes. Everything seems to be stitched these days. It's really popular. I think 3's enough on here. Okay. Now, hopefully you have got your ice creams all cut out. We don't need the lollies or the Mr. Whippies yet. So, the ice cream is for the pool party one at the bottom. We need the ice creams first, then we'll do the Mr. Whippies, and I've done the lollies. And I'm going to do that one, and that one, I think. Okay, so whenever I do something in 3's like this, I always pop the middle one on first because it's easier to see where the centre is and then work outwards, out from the centre. Okay, so I'm just gluing these on with my wet glue, with my Tombow multi-purpose glue. All the links for any of the products on my online store will be in the video. So if you're in the UK or indeed in Europe, you can purchase from me in the European countries that we're selling, that is. So there we have our ice creams. So we can just put that to one side. Then the purple posy one is going to have Mr. Whippies on it. And for anybody who don't know why I'm calling it Mr. Whippy, it's like whipped ice cream. It comes out of the machine and it in a whip shape, and oh man, it's the best. It's my absolute favourite. I'd take the Mr. Whippy over the scooping ice cream any day. And I keep saying to Craig, because of lockdown last year, I didn't have one Mr. Whippy ice cream. I don't look bad on it. I mean, you can't tell that I've not had one. I'm not wasting away or anything like that. But I always say didn't have one Mr. Whippy last year. It's a bit like a McFlurry at McDonald's, but it's more superior to that. Okay, so I've done my Mr. Whippies. And then finally for the top, I'm going to do the lollies. Now, I do have one that's a little bit taller than the other two. Just slightly, I think. Oh, actually, these two might be the same. They are, so I'm going to put the blue one in the middle. So if you've got one that's different to the other two, then put that one in the middle. I'm not saying make it the odd one out, but you know, pop that one in the middle. This one's a bit shorter and chunkier, a bit like me. And then I'm putting them sort of, rather than having these ones in a row like I did the Mr. Whippies, I'm putting them on an angle. Like that. Okay. So we've got our 3 decorated circles. All right. Now we need to do the sentiment, which the happy birthday sentiment fits across here absolutely superbly. And I've cut it to 9 centimetres. And why have I cut it to 9? Because it's the width of the paper. So it's this purple posy piece, but this is about 1/2 centimetre too wide. So I'm going to cut mine down. It was just some offcuts that were left from one of the mats and layers that I cut. So the happy birthday sentiment just fits in there brilliantly. Okay, which is from obviously our stamp set. So I'm going to grab the happy birthday from there. Now, top tip, these sometimes can move, they can bend. So if you want to get it really straight, pop it down so you can read the words. So don't pop it the wrong way so you can't read it. Pop it on your workspace so you can read it, and it'll just sit. Just let it sit. And then take your block to it to pick it up. And then we know it's nice and straight and it's in the, you know, it's bent like it should be or not bent. Okay. Now, this Blackberry Bliss ink pad should have been re-inked about a year ago. So let me see how I get on with it. I'm going to... Oh, it's not too bad. It's a bit faded, but it's an ombre look. You could use grey for this, or you could use black. Or cinnamon cider might look nice if you've got that, because that's the colour of the cones. And that's just going to sit there. Like that. So it's a nice font, that. Now, I don't know if it'll fit in, actually. Don't think it will. But if you've got some scrap white, you could. If you wanted to, you don't have to do this. I haven't done it, but I just wanted to show you an extra way of doing things. And it might help you to catch up if you need to catch up. What I'm going to do, I might not even end up doing this, I might not like it, but it's just a little idea, is I'm going to pop that there and do Hope It's Sweet, and I'm going to grab my mini trimmer and just see if I can cut this down. Don't know if I've cut. Oh, it's not too bad actually. I might not even like this, so let's just see. But you'll get the idea in a second. So that's going to say happy birthday. And on my original, I've actually laid that on pads. And I thought I could put hope it's sweet on there, but maybe I could actually do it there. I just thought it might just, I don't know, give it a little, yeah, I don't want to cover the words up. Anyway, that's just a little idea for you. So we're using more of the stamps. Right, so let's start putting the decorations on. Now, if you look at this one, the sort of, they go da, da, da. So they're not all in a straight line. They're not all going up vertically. So the one on the front is quite sort of in the middle, but there's sort of a third of it hanging over the edge, yeah? So you only want glue on the bottom third. Okay? Well, not the bottom third, the bottom 2/3, Julie. And then we're going to pop that on like that, you see. Okay? I've got a tiny bit of glue popping out, but maybe do your glue on an angle. That's what I should have done. And then this one is going to come over to this side more. So they sort of go da, 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 yeah, rather than, you could do them sort of straight like that, I suppose. In fact, should we do that one like this? And then the other one's a little bit off kilter. Oh, I'm going to glue that down, actually. It's bugging me, that little. So should we do these ones straight like that? Yeah, I think so. I think I'll have a wonky one and a straight one. So, and I'm going to glue this on an angle this time, like that. And it's going to go straight like that. Yeah, there's no glue popping out there this time. Okay, and then this one, the glue's going to go from there to there. Now you just need to check when you put your envelope, yeah, that this isn't going to go too far off, but it's fine. And I have to apologise, I thought I had some DL envelopes and I didn't. So what I did was I had to send my nephew a card that was this size in this, so I just folded it over and sellotaped it down when I sent it in the post. So there we have, you can't really see that like that, but there we have the card, and I'm going to then layer that up, and I think I may do the hope it's sweet. And there we go. That is the trifold card, all done and dusted. And I'm just going to look. Oh, that's 25 minutes plus. Right, we've been about half an hour. So what I'm going to do is, it will be 3 o'clock now-ish. So I'm going to do the next video at 3:15. So it gives you a chance to just finish this card off, tidy up, and get ready for the next card, okay? So we will do the next card, which will be the shaker card. Okay, we're going to do this one next. All right. So I will see you back here at 3:15. See you soon. Bye.